Good evening from Johannesburg. I'm Bandile Hadebe from the ANC Professionals League. Welcome to Let's Have It Out. ENCA gives a variety of different newsmakers the chance to host this program, unfiltered, accountable, and accessible. On Saturday, the country witnessed the launch of the Democratic Alliance's manifesto. Around 20,000 party supporters gathered at the Rand Stadium to listen to the party leader, Mr. Mmusi Maimane, outline the DA's promises and policies. Tonight, our conversation seeks to drill deep into this manifesto, assess its ability to deliver a prosperous South Africa for all, and just how much of its offers are actually based on practical and implementable steps in the context of South Africa. To get more clarity on this, I'm joined in the Cape Town studios by Geordin Hill-Lewis, DA's spokesperson on jobs. We'll also be giving you a chance from home to be part of the conversation, and here's how.
Tweet us at ENCA using the hashtag LHIO. Call us on 011-759-6340 or send us a WhatsApp or WhatsApp video on 082-884-6370. And make sure those videos are no longer than 30 seconds, please.
Geordin Hill-Lewis, thank you for joining us this evening.
Lovely to be with you.
So let's get right into it. What does the DA stance on land? Do you believe black South Africans deserve to own land in their own country?
Of course we do, Bandile. The difference is that we have a plan and a track record of actually making that happen in a way that continues to grow the economy and doesn't destroy the economy. And the way that we do that is by making sure that South Africans who live in urban areas, which is where people prefer to live because that is closer to economic opportunities and to job opportunities, have got full title to the homes that they have received from the state over the last 25 years. It is patronizing to black South Africans for the state to give them homes and to build them homes, but never allow them to own it and to force them to be permanent tenants, dependent on the state's generosity forever. So we have said what we need to do is make sure that owners of homes in urban areas become real landowners by giving them full title. And where we govern, we have done that in the hundreds of thousands and made real homeowners out of black South Africans for the first time. Now, according to the government's own statistics, Yes, go for it.
Geordin, what's really patronizing, and let's be honest here, what's really patronizing is the fact that where you govern, you make reference of where you govern, which is in the Western Cape, for instance, black South Africans only own 1% of agricultural functional land. That's patronizing.
Well, unfortunately, your statistics are badly out of date. We've just done a recent audit, and in fact, 72% of land reform projects in the Western Cape are a success. That compares with about 10% of land reform projects elsewhere in the country. Now, the fact is, national government's own statistics show that 93% of land reform beneficiaries prefer to take the money, not the rural farming land. If the government was serious about land reform on a massive scale, they would make sure that every person who currently lives on a piece of land which is owned by the state has got full title to that land. The government does not do that, even though it has been within their power and gift to do so for 20 years. That is patronizing.
Geordin, let's not distort statistics. I hear that 72% of projects that have been successful, those are urban projects where you've expected people to pay for the land to require it. I am talking about functional agricultural land in the Western Cape today, which is in the hands of only 1% of the population in the Western Cape. And your program, Now, let's be clear about what it is that you're proposing. You are proposing a program of returning land to black people, which starts with black people having to pay for that land. What are you expecting them to pay with? Why are you opposed to expropriation of land without compensation?
We are absolutely opposed to land expropriation without compensation because it is a guaranteed plan to destroy the economy. It's all well and good to focus on redistribution, but if you redistribute an increasingly shrinking economic pie, then there's less to go around for everyone. Land expropriation has failed and has caused more poverty and more misery and more suffering wherever it has been tried. And the ANC has reached into the vault of failed economic policies from a museum rather than from common sense policy, and has found this land expropriation policy to implement. It is not a good idea. It's a crazy idea.
But part of the reason the ANC is pursuing expropriation of land without compensation, and it's not just the ANC. You would remember the parliamentary process that took South Africa into confidence and asked South Africans which option they prefer. Your party is saying the entire nation is wrong. Your party is saying that the stolen land that were taken and dispossessed from black people, for black people to repossess their land, they must pay for it. Pay for it with what?
No, that's not our proposal at all. All of those recipients of state-subsidized housing in urban areas across the country over the last 25 years are forced to be permanent state tenants because they are not allowed to own their home. Now, they haven't paid for those houses. They are beneficiaries of state-subsidized housing, but you won't let them own it. Why not? Make them real owners, make them real stakeholders in the economy, and give them the homes that they already live in. That's what we are doing, by the hundreds of thousands. Now, let me just answer about land expropriation. It is not true that that's what the whole country wanted. In fact, there were nearly 1 million inputs through the public participation process, the majority of which opposed land expropriation without compensation. Those were conveniently ignored because the truth of the matter is, and let's be honest here, Bandile, the truth of the matter is that this is a fig leaf. That land expropriation is being used as a scapegoat to distract people from the truth that the ANC has paid no attention to proper land reform for more than 20 years. And now, because public anger is growing, it is looking for a scapegoat. And that scapegoat is the Constitution. It's grossly irresponsible of any governing party to act in this way.
Geordin, let's just go to a quick break. We'll be back.